impressed have you been with his development, both on and off the field?
Yeah, it's funny. A year ago, right now, he was just coming off a pretty serious injury. You know what I mean? An unexpected surgery, and so what he's been able to do in the last year, just as far as his understanding of our defense, his playmaking ability. You know what I mean? Like, he's always going to be a guy that brings great energy, great passion, enthusiasm to the field. Like, really stirs it up for us on our defense. So it's just been really, really, like, as a coach, been really fun to watch him grow and develop as a ball player, and then even more so off the field too.
What about his habits? Have you noticed any change, or just kind of doubling down on?
Nah, that's one thing I'd say, man. Him and Keyshawn came here with elite habits. I mean, those are guys that you have to watch how they practice, because they'll literally run themselves into the ground. They're guys that are always here early watching extra film. Their nutrition's on point, lifting extra, working out extra. He had an unbelievable offseason. Like, so habit-wise, guys like that, they're actually kind of fun because you point out little things, and they're highly competitive, so they want to be the best at whatever they're doing.
How'd you evaluate the group against Texas State the other night?
I thought we played pretty well. I'm pretty hard on them, so I'll never tell them they played really good. There's some things we could always continue to clean up, but the most important thing, I thought their effort was good. I thought their communication was really good, as far as we asked a lot of those guys to communicate a lot of different things on our defense. So I thought their effort and their communication was really good, and they played with a lot of passion. You know what I mean? The X's and O's, like Coach Dilly says all the time, anybody can X and O, right?
Sure.
It's getting these guys to play really hard hard for each other, and kind of knowing what they're supposed to do along the way.
What will be the big challenges Baylor's offense will pose for the overall defense on Saturday?
Multiple. Number one, they got an elite group of receivers. I mean, as good as we've seen so far. A veteran quarterback that can really spin it and get those two. You got a very veteran offensive line, very deep running back room, a tight end that's dynamic in the pass game. Like, you're talking about people that can beat you at really all three levels. You know what I mean? So our communication's got to be elite. Our effort's got to be great. They're going to make some plays. We got to keep those plays in front of us. You know what I mean? That's why I thought our group on defense at least did a really good job last week. So we got to keep the ball in front of us. We got to make them go the long, hard way. And when they make the mistakes, we got to take advantage of it.
Are they as explosive an offense as Texas State in terms of the big plays, the big chunk plays?
Yes, they are. I mean, they get the ball downfield vertically. Texas State probably did a touch more in the run game, but Baylor certainly has that ability. I know, listening to their coaches, it sounds like they want to run the ball a little bit more. Obviously, we can't control that, but they got good players all over the place. It's a good program that's won a lot of games the last couple of years. I mean, arguably the hottest team in the Big 12 at the end of last year. Anytime you're going on the road in the Big 12, you better strap up and be ready to go.
Jordan talked about losing his spot at Arkansas and the hunger that he had to never let that happen again. Is that something that you saw in him when you recruited him? Yeah,
I just saw a guy that loved football. Football was really important. That was willing to be open and talk about the things that didn't go well for him, the things he could have been. That's what I was most impressed. I remember going to see him in Fayetteville at his apartment, and it was a very real conversation about where he was at, the highs and lows he's gone through. And he didn't place blame on other people. That's what really impressed me. He took accountability for the things that he could have done better. And then you meet his family. His mom and dad are rock solid too. You could tell he came from a great foundation. So there was a lot of things just from like a personality standpoint. Jordan was one of those guys you're like, hey, if we don't hit on the talent, this guy's just going to help the locker room. You know what I mean? So the talent piece has just been a bonus, if that makes sense.
Coach Ward mentioned that the leaders in this linebacker room are all different and complementary. How would you kind of describe Crook's leadership style?
Oh, Crook's the guy that stirs it up now. Crook's the guy that, personality-wise, he can go talk to anybody in the locker room. You know what I mean? He's got a great ability to communicate with people from different backgrounds and be himself, if that makes sense. And then he stirs it up on the field. Like Crook, what you guys see is that's Jordan all the time. You know what I mean? He's outgoing. He's got a big smile on his face, and he's going to have a little something to say on the football field.
I mean, Keyshawn and Tate are kind of more of the quiet leaders.
Yeah, Keyshawn is, I would say, he commands the defense on the field as far as getting everybody aligned and getting the things we need to be. And I think his leadership by example is as good as anybody, at least in our room. I'll speak for that. He does an excellent job at that with his habits and just the way he works and who he is and what he's about. And then you got so many veteran guys. Tate Martell's now becoming a veteran guy that's really starting to come into his own. Zires. So we're very blessed to have a lot of different personalities. And I think the best thing about the group is they accept the challenges that are given to them. You know what I mean? They don't back away from that stuff.
Coach Dillingham has talked a lot about how the defense, especially linebackers, have improved their diagnostics and football IQ. What have you seen from the unit?
Yeah, I think that's just when you play as late as we did last year, you start to get into almost a flow as a defense of whether it's seeing things by personnel and certain personnels you want to take away, by formations, by tendencies, and really understanding the strengths and, more importantly, the weaknesses of people try to attack us. So I think just playing that long and seeing the same pictures over and over really carried over, and then Coach Ward put together a great plan this spring and this fall to really challenge those guys. We installed fast. It was hard on our young guys. We purposely wanted to make those guys strain mentally in fall camp, knowing that what was going to come ahead and all the challenges from a scheme standpoint that would come along, and they've accepted that. And like a lot of successful people in life, it's not just about what they do within the building. They spend so much time on their own preparing and watching film and getting themselves ready to go too.
Coach, yesterday I got the chance to speak to Tate, and during our conversation, he told me how you two shared the connection of being a father. When he first told you the news, what were the emotions you felt for him?
Oh, I gave him a big hug. I mean, I always tell those guys it's the greatest blessing they'll ever receive. You know what I mean? So I gave him a big hug, told him I loved him, and he's going to be a great dad. And, any questions that he might have about, going through the birthing process or being a father or anything, he'd always come to me. And just when you get to now as a coach, I've gotten to experience that a couple times, and obviously I'm a very, very small part of that, but just getting to be around to help those guys in a different phase of something is really special. And because being a father, I think, is all of our most important jobs.
From the broken arm to being a father and still having classes, a lot's on his plate. What have you seen from a maturity standpoint from him as he's just navigated through?
I mean, he's a highlight. He's a guy I don't worry about. You know what I mean? Like fall camp, he's getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep because the sun's up, and he's there early, get treatment, do what he needs to do. Like he's a consummate professional. He's an unbelievable teammate. He's so supportive. Whether he's making plays or his teammates are having success, runs down plays on special teams, like he's awesome. I think he's taken a lot of maybe the traits that Caleb showed these guys, Caleb McCullough, 2 years ago, just about being a team first guy and doing whatever the team needs. Yet when the team needs him, he's ready to go.
Thank you so much.